Hey guys, welcome to the hashtag Get Real Woke podcast. I'm your host, Frederick D. Scott. I'm a private equity investor, business consultant, philanthropist, author, and contributing writer for Entrepreneur Magazine. I have over 15 years of experience in the finance industry, and I used to own an investment banking and advisory firm. Currently, I hold designations as a financial modeling and valuation analyst, capital markets and securities analyst, commercial banking and credit analyst, and I also have a diploma in Islamic finance. And today is hashtag Q&A Sunday. This is the time during the week where I come on and I have the distinct privilege, pleasure, and honor of bringing on other people in our community who are successful, who are credible in various different industry verticals, to come on live and share their experiences, their knowledge, and their access to information with all of you. It is also the time where I bring up members of the community to come on and ask me questions, hashtag for the free. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely look in the description of this video and click on the hashtag Get Real Woke Q&A session so you can potentially become one of those people that gets to come on and ask me questions live, hashtag for the free. Now, before I introduce today's guest, I need everybody to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, definitely leave me a comment at the bottom of this video. And if you're an Android user, definitely hit the join button. If you're an iPhone user, click the link in the description or the link that will be pinned into the comments of this video so you can become a member of the hashtag Real Woke live chat community and be eligible to participate in the hashtag Learn to Earn cash giveaway, where I am giving away a minimum of $1,000 every single month, right here, live on the hashtag Get Real Woke podcast. Okay, guys, today I got a treat for y'all. Today, I have the honor and privilege and pleasure of bringing on my good friend and business colleague, Jermaine Moody. Jermaine is an author, an investor, a serial entrepreneur, and founder of the Moody Gala and the Shop Atlanta Network, which he's going to talk about both today. He's also written 7 books, 2 of which were just recently released, and I'm sure he's going to talk about that as well. So without further ado, let me go ahead and bring on my guy, Jermaine Moody. Jermaine, how are you today? How are you?
What's going on, man? I'm pretty excited to be here, man. Thank you so much.
Man, I'm excited to have you. Thank you so much for taking the time to allow me to interview you today. I know you're extremely, extremely busy. So I just want to thank you for taking the time.
Thank you for having me, man. This is exciting.
Most definitely. So I know you got a lot to do today, so I don't want to keep you too long. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So Jermaine, tell us a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do.
Well, my name is Jermaine Moody. I think my claim to fame is pretty much hosting network events, which I've been doing around the world for about 10 years now. We started in 2009, and I built a following. I built a network, a global network, simply from doing that. From that, I met so many different people, and I used those connections to build everything that I've been building since. So that, I think my claim to fame is networking. I also have written 7 books, and I finally got to a point to where I was like, okay, I need to share this networking knowledge. So I'm an author.
Absolutely.
I produce events around the world, and I invest in other businesses as well.
Nice. I've known you for a really long time, so it's just really cool to see how far you've come and how much impact you're making. I love that. So Jermaine, what made you decide to start doing networking events? How did you get into that?
Well, I got into it I was sent an invite by Lewis Howes. Some of your followers may know who Lewis is. I was sent an invite by Lewis in 2009 to an event in Los Angeles. And I couldn't make it because I was in Atlanta filming. I think I was filming video at the time.
Right.
But in that invitation, he was like, these types of people are going to be there. These types are going to be there. So come and network and grow your network, grow your business by meeting all these people. And I
Right.
was like, wait a minute, you just invited me to an event in LA where I can meet all kinds of people and build my life, build my career. And I thought that was fascinating.
Right.
But I couldn't make it. So what I did, I took the chance. I emailed him. I say, dude, can you do a 5-minute phone call with me and tell me how you were doing all these events across the country? And he said, yes. He called me. He told me his secret. And within 36 hours, I had built my own website and just started sending out invitations in Chicago and New York. And I just ended up using what he told me. And I just started hosting networking events. And I had a chance to do it all around the world completely for free. So it was Lewis House. I credit Lewis House for inspiring me to do networking events.
Very nice. Very nice. And so, it's interesting because, that chance introduction, that chance opportunities, it kind of spanned into what is the Moody Gala today. So tell us about the Moody Gala. What is the Moody Gala?
All right. So the Moody Gala is pretty much my event company that I use. We started out, when I first started out in 2009, I think the company was called Mood Time Events.
Right.
Then I realized I need to brand myself.
Sure.
So I changed the name in like 4 years to Jermaine Moody Events. And then finally I was like, let me take this to another level because I want to do more than just network events. I eventually want to produce award shows and also create an award. So I came up with the name, the Moody Gala. And the Moody Gala is pretty much an international event company. We host events for leaders and professionals in business, the arts, and philanthropy. And we do red carpet events around the world.
Nice, nice, nice. So, when you're building a successful brand, a successful business, there are a lot of setbacks that happen along the way. So what are some of the setbacks you've had on the road to becoming who you are today?
I think the only major setback that I've had, let me plug my phone in 1 second.
Sure.
Because I forgot to plug it in. Because I don't want us to go out.
Sure.
Give me 1 second. Hold on. All right, that should be it, hopefully. The only setback I've had is probably my lack of discipline. And I think that's about it. Me just not being disciplined enough to do the things that I wanted to do.
Right. And how did you overcome that? Because, I think that discipline is probably one of the things, and discipline, consistency, and follow through tend to be the top 3 things that people have a hard time with. And those are the biggest things that hold them back from becoming who they can be and reaching their fullest potential. So how was it that you were able to overcome that challenge that you had in discipline?
I overcame that by when I started being surrounded by the people who I wanted to emulate. I realized I had no choice but to get it together. I was like, I want to be like this person. I want to experience what they're experiencing. I want to have what they have. And I realized they had incredible discipline. And I was like, okay, the only way I can flow in these groups of people is if I become similar.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with that. And it's funny you should say that. And, because what I find is when you elevate your level of relationships, it tends to force you to elevate the way you operate. So that way you can continue to stay in those circles. It's
you have to go to the next level. Like, I was being surrounded by all these entrepreneurs, very successful people. And then my events started to bring millionaires and people who were just, in my opinion, way more successful than me were coming to my events. And once I, became friends with these individuals, I realized I got to up my A game in order for me to survive at this particular level and to soar, and for them to respect me as not just an event producer, but as an entrepreneur with bigger ideas, so that they'll want to do business and collaborate with me.
Right. And isn't it amazing how that kind of works out? Like, it's kind of like when you play chess. When you play someone better than you, and you continue to play people better than you, it forces you to elevate your game because you learn different things, different tips, different strategies that help you become better at playing the game. And it raises your entire game playing ability. And being surrounded with successful, credible people will force you to elevate your game. You learn from them. Right. Yeah. It forces you. You learn from them and you elevate and naturally, just being surrounded with those kind of people.
They say you go hard or go home. And I mean, once you're in that circle, you got to maintain being in the circle, because everybody's, these people, you get to a point to where it has to become second nature to you. Right. The work ethic, the discipline, the studying, the networking. It has to become second nature to you, or you're not going to survive, because the people at these higher levels, they get it done.
That's a fact.
Hell or high water, they get it done.
100%. I could not agree with you more. So, that's a great segue into our next question here, which is you recently released 2 books on the concept of networking. Tell us more about those.
Like I said, when I started my events in 2009, I've been doing this for about 12 years now. And I felt I was at that point where I had enough information. I've experienced, had enough experience. I've met everybody on planet Earth just about. And I wanted to share exactly how I got there through through secrets, through strategies and things that I've learned. And what I did, I put them in 2 books. One of the books is called The 40 Laws of Networking, Keys to Creating Global Influence, Wealth, and Power. Simply because I was able to create global influence, wealth, and power, I was like, let me share this with the world. It's one thing to have all this information and all this wisdom and not be able to share. I say, a dumb man is a wise man that doesn't share his wisdom. So I had to share.
Oh, that's a great quote. Oh man, I got to write that one down. A dumb man is a wise man who doesn't share his wisdom. I love that.
Pretty much. And then the other book is called 5 Rules for Networking with Millionaires and Billionaires. From my experience from building my network and from creating this perception of success in the minds of other people, millionaires and billionaires to this day still reach out to me. Actually, 2 billionaires, 2 real life billionaires contacted me to know when my events were coming to their city again so they could attend. Now, when I received those emails from those 2 billionaires, I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but something is working. So I put all my secrets, everything I've learned in these 2 books, and it doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter where you are in life. The information in these books can help you go to a whole nother level.
And it's interesting, and for my my community that's watching this live chat and who will be watching it later, I've actually read both books. I've known Jermaine Moody for years, so when he reached out to me and he was like, "Hey, I wrote these 2 books," I was like, "Oh, I'm getting ready to release these books." I was like, "Hey man, when is it happening? Send me a link. I'm on it." I literally, he told me that same day when he sent me the link, I think within about 5 or 10 minutes, they were already ordered and on their way to the house. And when I tell you that I read these books were so good, and I read a lot.
Very easy to read too.
Right. I read a lot. And, when I read these books, when I started reading these books, I couldn't put them down. I literally finished them that day. Yeah. Quick read. And when I tell you that, it crystallized so many things in my mind for me, right? Things that I suspected to be true, things that I believe to be true from experience over 15 years. Yeah. To read those very same things in these books was very, very, it was a big confirmation for me that the things that I had learned, the things that I were doing were spot on. And were a big contributing factor to why it is that I am where I am today. So I was very appreciative of that confirmation. So Germaine, I just want to tell you, thank you for that. because I really appreciate it. And guys, if you guys have not read these books, you absolutely need to check out these books. 100%, no question about it. If you're really serious about building networks, building the right kinds of relationships, these books will definitely help you in that journey. So I definitely recommend that you check out those.
And actually, Frederick, that's how you and I met. We met at a what is it? It was a mansion party.
Exactly. We certainly did.
It was a holiday networking party at our mutual friend's mansion. We met. We were at the same table and we networked. And I was like, "There's something about this dude." And now, 12 years later, I'm on your podcast.
Right, and that is crazy. Like, I mean, it's just been such a long journey, and it's amazing how far you've come, how far I've come from, where we were to where we are today. I mean, it's just remarkable, and it's just great because I mean, God, we've always supported each other,
always,
and that's the key, guys. And I want to say this, before I move on to the next thing, guys. Like, I stress this all the time to you guys. There is no room if you're trying to really become successful. There is no room for the mentality that says, I want you to do well, provided that you're not doing better than me. No one in my inner circle, up to and including Jermaine Moody, believes that or behaves that way. We just support each other.
Absolutely.
100%. Jermaine can call me and ask me, and if I can do it, I'm doing it, because I know if I call Jermaine and ask him for something and he can do it, he's going to do it, right? We support each other's growth. We support each other's success. We help each other become more successful. And that is why, people like Jermaine Moody and myself are in the positions that we're in at this stage in our lives. And you guys know, I'm only 36. I'll be 37 this year. You know what I mean? So just really think about that. But now I've been waiting for this moment right here. I've been waiting for this very moment right here. Recently, you launched the Shop Atlanta Live Network. Tell us more about that. Or the Shop Atlanta Network. It's called the Shop Atlanta Network. You just launched that. Tell us about that. This is like breaking news exclusive. So
this is the first. This is the first time I'm ever mentioning it, that I've mentioned it. I'm a big avid watcher of Shark Tank, and I think Lori Grenier on Shark Tank inspired me because she's the queen of QVC. And I think she inspired me to launch my own shopping network. So we're launching the soft launch right now. Is very similar to QVC, very similar to Home Shopping Network. But the catch is we're also allowing business owners who have products to film their own shows. And then we push it out through the network. And we have a lot of other things under the network, under that umbrella. But it's all about, especially for a lot of business owners who don't have the revenue streams to get on a QVC or Home Shopping Network, they'll be able to be on Shop Atlanta Network, and we can help push them out, help them build their businesses, get more customers, and reach a much more global audience. We have businesses who've registered with us from all over the world. So we're going to really just bring the world together and help people build their dreams.
I love that. Now, Germaine, you just recently launched this. How big is your viewership currently?
You know what? I can't put a number. I can't really put a number on it at this point because it's unlimited simply because we have businesses registered in the UK. We have businesses registered in South Africa, in Canada, in Japan. So when we release our first advertisement next week, I may get a better idea of it. But we have partners that are promoting the network in other countries. It's not just an Atlanta thing. It's called Shop Atlanta Network, but you don't have to be in Atlanta to be on the network. Right. And the reach is global. Everything I do is global. So if you say if you're selling a product in Atlanta and you get on the network, we put you out there, you could be selling products in the UK, in Japan, and Australia, literally in 24 hours. So it's a global network.
That is an amazing opportunity for people like that right there. And I mean, for a startup business, for a growth stage business, a business that's trying to really, break in and break their products into the market. I mean, this is a great opportunity and a great place to be able to do that. So
and it gives you credibility. It gives you credibility of a shopping network. It's like we're speaking for you. saying this is legit, this is credible, we support it, you should support it too.
Right. So what that tells me is that, while you are interested in promoting and supporting, businesses that need that support, you're also doing due diligence and vetting the business, because at the end of the day, the viewership is still coming from your networks, your relationships, and you don't want to push non-credible things out to the market.
Exactly.
So you will be doing and are doing an extensive amount of vetting and due diligence on businesses and their owners before you will allow them to present their products and services to the market.
Yeah, everything has to be approved.
Now, here's the interesting thing about that, right? This is what I mean by the difference between credible and successful and just talking. I always tell my community that there are a number of tangible and intangible things you learn along the way to becoming successful. Now, mind you, Jermaine Moody is a guru at networking, but because of his experience as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, he's learned some intangible skills like doing due diligence and vetting the people he's dealing with before he allows them to access his viewership and his networks, because he doesn't want to destroy the credibility that he has with his own people, right?
Absolutely.
So that is a thing that he just put out there, interestingly enough. And I wanted to highlight that because, it's easily looked over. It's easily missed. But that is a skill set that he's developed over the course of his career. And mind you, he's not a banking person. He's not a banking guru, finance guru, none of that. It's just what you learn, one of the soft skills you learn when you're on your journey and you build a certain level of income and success and relationships. So I think it's really cool that you pointed that out there. I mean, that was great. That was just wow.
And with building that network, your limits decrease. As I say, the more the greater your network is in your lifetime, the less the fewer limits you will have in your lifetime. As far as vetting people, as far as being able to email or text somebody around the world saying, is this person cool? Is this legit? That you can do that instantly when you build a great network of people around the world.
I fully agree. I mean, and I can tell stories of how many people that claim to be on Wall Street and don't realize that Wall Street seems very big, but it's a very small community, especially amongst the minorities in that industry.
For sure.
And so we're all one or two phone calls away. I mean, Germaine, we just had a situation, a week or two ago with the gentleman, and I called you and you had a story for me. I mean, and it's just how it is, right? When you're in the right networks, in the right circles, moving amongst the right people, everybody, if I don't know you, you're one or two phone calls away from me.
Pretty much.
And that's just kind of how that works. And that's an awesome thing, because having a network of credible people is very helpful when it comes to vetting and doing due diligence on new people and new businesses that are trying to enter your professional space. So, I mean, again, I tell you guys all the time, people make the world go round. Money is only a byproduct of your quality relationships.
You got that right.
So, Germaine, how can businesses interested in being featured or featuring their products and services on Shop Atlanta Network, how can they gain access to the right to be able to do that?
The best thing to do right now, you can go to shopatlanta.network.com. On the homepage. You'll see on the homepage, it'll say click here to register your business for free. It's just go ahead and register your business, and in about a week, you'll get an email, a newsletter with opportunities on what's available, what's coming, and how to be a part of it.
Great. Awesome. And guys, I definitely dropped that link in the description. So if you're interested in that, definitely click the link in the description, because I did drop a link to the Shop Atlanta Network for all those who are interested. So definitely.
Yeah. And if the holidays are coming up, so you really want to get these holiday sales, and you need somebody to push you out in front of the world to make those sales.
I mean, studies show people spend the most money that they spend on consumer spending throughout the year during the holidays. So if you are a product or service-based business and you're interested in increasing sales, I mean, this is a great way to do it. Take advantage of the opportunity. If you can qualify to be on the network, most definitely take advantage of that opportunity. So now, and I think this is what a lot of people are waiting for that are listening. So let me go ahead and ask this question. What are some tips and advice you can share with those who want to grow their network and gain access to the right people?
My first tip, and this is, I try to be straightforward with people because I'm all about just putting it out there on the line. My first tip is you need to get these books because there's stuff in there that I can't even, it would take us 5 hours to share, on this podcast. Get the book. There's some really intense stuff in there that you really need to learn. But I think in order to build your network, depending on who all you believe you need to connect to, you want to be on the right social networks. And the reason I say that is because not every social network is the same. If you want to build a network full of entrepreneurs and investors and people who can collaborate, put money behind you, and teach you, I would suggest getting on LinkedIn. I realize that a lot of people, a lot of our community is not on LinkedIn.
I agree.
Like they should. And you really want to get on there because the networking is insane. If millionaires and billionaires are on there, you need to be on there. I don't know why we're not on there, but I would suggest that. And then you want to do a lot of personal development, in my opinion. You want to enhance your communication skills. You just can't just all of a sudden just do whatever and try to connect with these important, busy people. They're not going to even respond unless you know how to approach them. And that's why I suggest getting the book. It gives you all these tips, but you really want to get on the right networks. You want to learn how to market yourself and present yourself, your communication skills. I would suggest showing up at networking events when you can, whether it's in person or online. But like I said, it's all in the book. It's really all in the book.
Absolutely. God, that was great advice. Great advice. So what I want to do is I want to open the floor up to questions. So if anybody in the community has a question they'd like to ask, now is the time. Please feel free to ask questions, of Germaine, while we have him here. He's a very busy man. So, I mean, hey, guys, this is an opportunity. I see we do have a question here from Yolanda that says, Germaine, how do you overcome imposter syndrome when networking or dealing in these circles?
That happens. And I think you only can overcome that from experience.
Right.
You can, I get emails from here and there. The more you network, the easier it is to identify that. But as far as overcoming it, you just ignore them, you block them, and you keep it moving. But you're going to experience that a lot. You're going to experience that a lot because everybody's trying to get in. Everybody's trying to get in. Everybody's trying to get on. And with the internet right now, you're going to come across a lot of that. You overcome it by just staying focused and knowing the types of people you want to connect with. And when you get certain messages, you can tell just from the writing and the communication if something is off. But, I think that's always going to happen. You just got to ignore it and just keep moving.
Right. And, to piggyback off of what you're saying, I think that from my experience, Google is the best and worst thing that's ever happened. Right. And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Google is the largest free library in the history of existence, of human existence. Because of that, right, anybody can Google a few things and sound like they know what they're talking about and try to get over on people. Right. The thing about it, though, is you cannot read experience. You can't.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
And the thing about that is, what I would say is when you have real experience, there are certain things that certain processes that you understand that you can't really read. You just kind of got to know it from experience, right?
Yeah.
And that level of experience allows you to ask very key, very pointed questions to people. And unless they have that level of experience and have really done it, they're just simply not going to have the answer. And so oftentimes what they'll do is they'll try to make up an answer. And you'll know that answer,
change the whole question.
Right. And you'll know that or they'll try to segue to another comment or something of that nature has absolutely nothing to do with what you're talking about. People like that, you have to keep your foot on their neck by redirecting them back to the question you've asked. It's very, 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 very simple, right? And, to be honest with you, I'm one of these type of people that, once less is more sometimes. Sometimes I just let a person talk. Oftentimes, if you just allow a person to talk long enough, they'll tell you everything you need to know. All you got to do is be a good listener, be a better listener than you are a talker. That's it. God gave you two ears and one mouth for a reason. So do that. So that would be my piggyback on that. So that, Jermaine, the response you gave was great.
I so love that. Yeah.
Now, I have a question here from Jay Rag that I'm going to pull up. He says, what are habits you use to stay disciplined when building new projects? That's a great question.
I think right now in this, current situation we're in, you want to make sure that you do things to keep your immune system high and built up. But as far as work habits, try to get enough rest. I mean, you really can't do this stuff without rest, though. I mean, you got people who you can sleep 5-6 hours, whatever, but you sleep however much time that you need so that you can produce. Okay, enough time for you to produce. My habits are pretty much, I don't really let people have access to call me anytime on any day. All of my calls are pretty much scheduled because I don't like to be interrupted when I'm working. So that's one habit. I think we have so many distractions. We can only get a little bit done per day when you need to be getting a lot done per day. But if your phone's going off, this person's calling, this person texting you, if you realize how many hours you spend responding to just lame text messages all day, so you got to cut some of that stuff out when you really want to get stuff done. We have a lot of time in the day. And you just got to really, time management is probably going to be the best discipline advice I can give you right now. Get a hold of your time management. Get rid of all these distractions so you can get the work done. Because you got to get it done.
Jermaine, I can't agree with that more. Time management is a big key to being successful.
It's huge.
Mean, for me, what I do is I'm very big on, first of all, I live by my calendar, right? So let's start there. Yeah. You can't sleep to 10 o'clock in the morning and think that you're going to be successful. Successful people are up at 06. They're up at 6 a.m., right? That is pretty standard. I do agree with eating healthy. I definitely agree with working out because these things, they not only strengthen your immune system, but they
your body will shut down. It'll shut down.
They give your mind the ample energy it needs to be able to think at its fullest potential. And it gives you the energy to be able to get through a long day. Right. And being an entrepreneur, you are going to have a ton of long days.
7 days a week.
Time blocking is another thing that I do. So I'm an advocate for time blocking. Time blocking. There are at certain points every day, I know I'm going to be doing only these things. At other points of the day, I'm only doing these things. At other points of the day, I'm only doing these things. And for me, what that allows me to do is also know when to turn it off. Sometimes you can work too much and you can exasperate your mind, exasperate your body. And I can tell you that there have been many times over the course of my career where my body has literally said enough and I've crashed and woken up 12, 13 hours later.
Been there.
So you most definitely have to do that thing there.
Yeah.
So
I've had to go to the hospital twice. Because of exhaustion in the past. And I'm like, I can't do that anymore.
I mean, to be honest with you, and I don't really share a lot of my personal, stuff, but I'll share something today. early in my career, I was working so hard that I had developed ulcers. And I mean, I was literally spitting up blood because of the amount of stress that I was under trying to get to the next thing. And that's not healthy.
Nope.
You know, you cannot reach the level of success you want to reach if your mind and your body are not operating at optimal performance. You just can't do it.
You can't. It's impossible. You can start. You can start like that, but you definitely cannot finish like that.
Absolutely. So I hope that answered that question. Now we have another question coming in from Pat here. And Pat asks, has Clubhouse diluted or strengthened the present day networking scene?
You know what? I'm honestly, I'm not on Clubhouse yet. I've got invitations from everywhere. Actually, I know the founders of the Clubhouse, but I think anything that can bring people together to where you meet someone new is great. So, you know, I really don't think they diluted anything. They're bringing people together.
Sure.
So
what I'll say,
I don't know.
Right. What I'll say is, so I am on Clubhouse. Well, let me say this. I have a profile on Clubhouse.
Yeah.
I've been on Clubhouse a few times. I don't use Clubhouse specifically. I thought it was a great concept. Mm-hmm. I don't use Clubhouse specifically because it doesn't integrate with the rest of different social media platforms. It's kind of like a siloed, isolated social media tool. And so it makes it difficult for someone like me, who is a content creator, who wants to be able to multicast, multi-stream, you know, stream an episode to multiple different social media platforms at the same time. Clubhouse has no integration to be able to do that. And so for me, that was a big turnoff for Clubhouse. But then what I did notice, and so what I will say is, anytime you have an opportunity, as Germaine said, to meet with new people and make new relationships, you should definitely take advantage of that opportunity. Yeah. But be cautious and be careful, right?
Absolutely.
Because social media, and this is not just Clubhouse, this is all social media platforms, have given people that are not credible, that are not of qualified standing,
they're taking advantage of it. They're taking advantage.
Right, to a bigger, it's giving those types of people a bigger platform and opportunity to be able to take advantage of people. Yeah. So always do your homework, do your due diligence, ask as many questions as you want, because if anybody's asking you to spend money with them, give them your money, anything like that, you have the right to ask as many questions as you want. Right. And if they don't like it, then those are not people you need to give your money to. It's very, very simple, right? And as I always say, please do not allow social media to cost you everything that you've worked so hard for.
That's good. That's good.
So, you know, so that's my take on that. Now, I see that we have another question from Yolanda. Yolanda's come on. She said, how do you network with a purpose without seeming like an opportunist or clout chaser? That's a great question.
I actually mentioned that in the 40 Laws of Networking. And you do it by presenting yourself as an asset to the person. You know, you don't, well, first of all, networking is really about connecting to people and finding common value. That should be your first purpose, okay? And to create friendships. Now, after that, you want to always present yourself as if, you know, how can I assist you? You never want to go to somebody and say, you know, I want to network with you. Can you share this for me? Can you do this for me? That's just not going to work. So you won't seem like a clout chaser if you come about presenting yourself to be available to these people first. You know, and don't ask for anything.
I love that. I love that, because
it's in the book.
I literally spoke to that yesterday. Go in giving first. I literally spoke to that yesterday.
Go in giving first. I mean, most people who are actively networking, they know what they want and what they need from people. You know, that's your networking should be strategic. You can do a lot of open networking, but when you're ready to move and shake, you got to be strategic. And I talk about that in the books too. So you want to present yourself as being available. You want to learn more about people, and they'll know if you're sincere or not. So it's something that you have to practice and do over and over and over. And then, once people know that you are good people and that you are an asset to them, they'll introduce other people to you. And next thing you know, you have everybody and everything you need to accomplish what you want to accomplish.
I totally agree with that, Jermaine. I couldn't have said that better myself. Wow. Wow. Man, listen, I've taken some things away from this conversation myself that I'm like, man, I mean, there was a great quote you gave. I wrote it down. I'm like, man, I'm using that with your permission. Of course, I would love to use that quote. That is a great quote. But yes, so with that, guys, Jermaine, do you have anything else that you'd like to add or share with the community?
I just want everybody to take another look at networking and make it a part of your life, make it a part of your daily life. A lot of the times people don't become successful or successful in their careers or in their life or wealthy in their life because they're not connected to the right people. It really does come down to that. And these are people who can teach you things, who can show you things, who can open doors. The majority of every opportunity in your life, especially the biggest ones, are going to come from somebody else.
I agree.
So you really, the more people you connect to, the more successful you'll be in life, the more strategic people. So I think we lack a lot in our lifetime because we are not connected to the right people and we're not networking. We don't know how to network and we don't learn. But networking will change your entire life. Like I said, I did a world tour, networking tour around the world for free because the way I strategize my networking. And if you take advantage of networking, you're going to get everybody you need in your circle to help you achieve whatever you want in life. It's all about the people.
Absolutely. I definitely agree. And lastly, I see that Jay Rag here made a comment. He said he just brought the Millionaire, Billionaire networking book. That's awesome.
Yes. That,
awesome.
That book was, I had to write that book. It's a quick, easy read. And I was like, I just have, like right now, I have about 15 billionaire friends and 2 are mentors. So, it's just craziness. And these are people that people know. And when, like I said, when 2 of them hit me up and one asked me, when is my next event in London? One asked me, when's my next event in LA? I was like, I want to come to the event. I want to support you. I'm like, man.
I'll definitely be at the Moody Gala on the 28th for sure. I'll definitely be there. I will be flying in for the Moody Gala, so I will most certainly be there, front and center, so I can't wait for that. But guys, so check this out. Here's a great thing. So for all the members of my hashtag Real Woke live chat community, Germaine has been so kind to those who have businesses already or who are aspiring to start businesses. For all the members of the hashtag Real Woke live chat community, he's offering you guys a 15% discount. You simply have to mention that you're a member of the hashtag Real Woke live chat community. And of course, he's going to reach out and verify that. And once I verify it, he's going to offer you guys a 15% discount to be able to come on to the network and pitch your products, your services, run a network, run a show on the network, et cetera, et cetera. So that's a great thing. Guys, if you haven't already, check out those books. If you're interested in the Shop Atlanta network and you're interested in being on the Shop Atlanta network, definitely click the link in this description of this video so you can check that out. Now, guys, y'all know what I always say. If you like this content, if you like what we're doing here, definitely hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification for sure. Leave me a comment at the bottom of this video to let me know what you think. If you are an Android user, hit the join button. And if you are on an iPhone, definitely hit the link in the description or pin to the comments at the end of this video so you can become a member of the hashtag Real Woke live chat community, where you'll be eligible to participate in the hashtag Learn to Earn cash giveaway, where I'm giving away a minimum of $1,000 every single month right here live on the hashtag Get Real Woke podcast. Lastly, so if you are interested in being able to connect with Jermaine Moody directly, The great news about that is he is in the hashtag Real Woke Community private Facebook group. So if you are a member of the hashtag Real Woke live chat community, all you got to do is click the link, join the group. And once you join the group, you'll be able to access Jermaine Moody directly and many other people that in different industry verticals who are just as credible and just as successful as he is. So that's great news. Jermaine, thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
So much for coming on.
Thanks for having me, man.
I appreciate you sharing your knowledge, sharing your information with the community to help strengthen and build up the knowledge base in the community. I really appreciate that. Additionally, tell people where they can find you at. Like, how do they find Jermaine?
And also, dude, thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for this podcast. You are doing a tremendous job. You're helping many people. And it's just phenomenal. I'm beyond impressed. You're a genius. You know I love you like a brother.
Thank you.
Congratulations. But you can reach me. Go to IamJermaineMoody.com if you want to get in touch with me. Also, we have the books on there. If you want to get free shipping or if you want to get signed copies. I'm also on LinkedIn. That's like my favorite place to be.
Absolutely.
And then, just connect. But by all means, learn how to network and use it. Use it. Please use it. Absolutely.
So guys, with that, that's all we have for you today, guys. So, I hope you guys learned everything, and I hope it was able to benefit you guys. You guys are able to grow and learn from it and move further down the journey toward accomplishing the things you want to accomplish in your personal and professional life. Yeah. So with that, guys, until the next episode of the hashtag Get Real Woke podcast, I'm out.